Dan Kuntz, wake you up in the morning. Dan Kuntz, wondering why you're snoring. Dan Kuntz, show's fun, not boring. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Kind of an odd way to start a work week, wouldn't you say? That's the alternative opening to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, a file I tried to delete, and it seems to have a life of its own. Happy Monday. 8th day of March 2021. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your work day with us. A little chilly out there, 27 degrees, beautiful morning. All in all, pretty quiet weather, really all week long. Starting to close in on the last, 12 days of winter, I guess. The spring equinox is coming up 1 week from Saturday on March 20th. Daylight saving begins this Sunday. That's right, we spring forward, we lose that hour. It's silly, it's stupid, we need to dispatch of it. We should have never done it to begin with. Another story altogether. I will now get off my high horse. We have weather to get to, we have sports to get to, we have news to get to. Sports highlights from Friday night's Wenatchee Panther Moses Lake Chiefs football game, and Saturday afternoon we were at Wildcat Stadium for the Lady Wildcats soccer team as they took on Moses Lake as well. Highlights from those actions. So we got more sports coming up this week. It's good to be doing the sports thing again. And it is National AmeriCorps Week. AmeriCorps began back in 1993 under the Clinton administration, a domestic version of the Peace Corps, if you will. And we had a chance to talk to 3 people involved with the local AmeriCorps chapter. Geisha Killgore, who kind of coordinates it all here in North Central Washington, and a couple of AmeriCorps folks who are paying it forward. Luisa Martin and Kaylee Brown paid me a visit. We taped it on Friday. Going to play it for you in the back half of the hour. 2 minutes after the hour. Let's get going. Let's see what we have out there with our Valley View cameras. A few passing high clouds. The sun is coming up earlier and earlier each day and setting later and later each day. In fact, 6:27 was sunrise this morning. Sunset 5:57 tonight. That gives us exactly 11 hours and 30 minutes of daylight, 11 and a half hours. And we're going to start really getting aggressive on more and more daylight. It's going to be rather dramatic. About 2.5 minutes of daylight we're going to gain per day now as we get closer and closer to the spring equinox. For the record, Saturday's high and low, 53 and 37. And here's an interesting weather anomaly. Sunday's high, 50. Yesterday's high, 32. Normal, 50 and 32. Couldn't be much normal. And as I already mentioned, there's just not a lot of weather out there. Very seasonable temperatures. Pretty normal for late spring. Forecast details are coming up. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley camera number 2. Where are we off to, Megan? We're off to see the weather. I don't know. Blag? That's Valley High. Wow. Okay, yep, that is Valley High. I can tell because that's Blewett Pass in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Good morning to Valley High up in the Highway 97 corridor there. A lot of folks live up there, and they like it up there. It's a beautiful place to live. It really is, Valley High. Good morning to you folks to the north of us. Camera number 3. Hello, Kashmir, from our Apple Annie's camera, Mount Kashmir, Mount Stewart, the Alpine Lakes Wilderness, way off into the distance there, as we say good morning to Kashmir from high above the Apple Annie's Antique Mall, looking down over Kashmir. Beautiful view there, lovely. And camera 4. Hello to, McNeil Canyon, top of McNeil Canyon? Yes, our McNeil Canyon camera, which is on a tower that goes way up in the air. That's how we get that spectacular view. Upper right-hand corner is Lake Chelan. The Chelan Butte is about in the middle of your screen. Middle to the left, way off into the distance, on our way up to Stehekin. And down below is the top of McNeil Canyon. Gorgeous view there. Good morning to our friends in the Upper Valley up in Chelan. Always a pleasure to see you folks. Of course, the lake is pretty low this time of the year. In fact, this is the time of the year where there's a lot of construction going on for those people who are building cabins and homes that are pretty much right on the lake. You have to do it this time of the year if you're going to build out towards the water, because you got to do it when the water is low. Water comes up, makes it much more difficult. Like I'm an expert. 5 minutes after the hour, a quick slide to show for you from the National Weather Service. Pretty quiet, very seasonable weather all this week. for the Wenatchee Valley. We'll have partly sunny skies today. A few clouds tonight. For the most part, the sun is going to have the upper hand for the Wenatchee Valley. Some locations are going to see a few more clouds. We're not expecting any real rain. Going to be kind of chilly at times for the overnight low. And we're even going to see the snow level drop down to right around the valley on Wednesday night. But there's no real system. It's just going to get chilly. We're still in winter. Friendly reminder there. So pretty seasonable, pretty dry. Not a lot to talk about from the National Weather Service. Here we go. Take a look at what we're dealing with today. Partly cloudy skies, just a little bit below normal, maybe right around 50 degrees or normal high with a mixture of clouds and sun. It's going to be kind of a 50-50 kind of a thing. 31 for the overnight low tonight. And then here comes the sun looking good. 50, 52, 52, 53, 54, 53 hike. Overnight lows just below the freezing mark. Little patchy fog at times. We're going to see a few clouds tonight. Outside of that, and we'll wake up to some patchy fog on Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning. Outside of that, we'll have sunshine, bountiful sunshine for everybody for the most part. Very quiet weather. I like it when I can say that. There just isn't anything out there from Mother Nature's side of things. Things are looking good. Speaking of looking good, so are the major mountain passes. We're getting towards the end of pass reports. We're going to keep doing them as long as they are necessary. Live shot of I-90 right now. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and dry. Stevens Pass, no advisories, no restrictions. You're good to go. Roadway bare and wet on US 2. There's a live shot there. Lots of asphalt for you to connect with your tires. You're looking good there. As I'm looking at the other camera here at Stevens, the parking lot at the ski resort beginning to fill up a little bit. Finally, Blewett Pass. Roadway is bare and dry, some ice in places. No advisories, no restrictions, and absolutely no snow in the forecast all through this week. Going to be quiet. It doesn't matter when you plan on going over the mountain passes to see grandmother's house. You're fine. It's going to be fine all week long. There's going to be no real precipitation at all, which is fine because they've had plenty of snow up there, so they're going to catch a break. The snowplow drivers and drivers and those kinds of things. You'll have a nice quiet week up there in the Cascades. You're good to go. 7 minutes after the hour, 27 degrees, clear skies. Going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Monday morning headlines. You're watching Wake Up on Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CVCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CVCH respects that.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
High clouds, 27 degrees. Clouds and sun will do battle most of the day today. We'll top off at about 50. Lots of sunshine for the week. Maybe a little unsettled over the weekend, but for the work week, you're going to have quite a bit of sunshine to enjoy. And at 9 minutes after the hour, here are your headlines. The focus has been on teachers and school employees, but now child care workers are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. Directives from Governor Jay Inslee allow a whole range of workers in that field to access vaccinations. Lacey Fehrenbach is the Deputy Health Secretary who's helping to oversee Washington's vaccine response, and she says there are wheels in motion to get child care providers the proper credentials.
We actually have been working with the Department of Children, Youth, and Families to provide cards that are essentially a letter indicating that a person is eligible as a child care worker. And the Department of Children, Youth, and Families has ways to get that out to the groups that are eligible. And those include licensed family home child care providers, as well as those center-based cares, licensed, exempt family, friend, and neighbor care providers that accept working connections, that the child care subsidy, the Early Childhood Education Assistance Program, that's Washington State's funded preschool providers, known as ECAP in our state, and license exempt school age and youth development providers who have been providing care to school age children since the pandemic started, and schools have been primarily closed or in remote learning. So those groups will be getting communication through likely their employers or directly from the department that will help them with eligibility and tell them about this program. I also want to note there are a number of local partners, including some that you mentioned, that are doing direct outreach to these groups, whether it's schools or childcare workers, to help them get their appointments and their vaccine.
Last month, 90-year-old Ruby Thompson of East Wenatchee, Ruby Thompson, became the 1 millionth person in our state to receive a vaccination against COVID-19. But that was just her first dose. On Friday, Ruby received the necessary second shot of the Pfizer vaccine, and NCW Life's Jefferson Robbins was there and filed this report.
Ruby Thompson grew up in Weiser, Idaho, and she's lived for the last 2 years in East Wenatchee with her daughter, Judy. With her second shot Friday morning at the Town Toyota Center mass vaccination site in Wenatchee, she's looking forward to having better protection against the coronavirus. Ms. Thompson will turn 91 in just a few weeks. When she arrived for her first vaccine dose last month, she discovered she would become the 1 millionth person in Washington to be vaccinated against the disease. She's lived through other pandemic disease outbreaks, and that made her enthusiastic about signing up for the COVID shot.
I'd gone through it before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, with diphtheria and polio.
For polio?
Mm-hmm. Those two I remember.
A National Guard medic administered Ruby's dose, and others on the team stood by for the required 10 to 15 minutes afterward to make sure she had no adverse reactions. After her first shot, received on February 12th, she felt no pain, fever, or any of the other possible vaccine complications. Among the things Ms. Thompson is looking forward to after her inoculation takes hold is going out without a facial mask.
You can't talk and you can't breathe. You can't understand what anybody says.
Her advice to others who have yet to be vaccinated?
Well, I think they should. Even if they get it after they get their shots, I don't think it'll be as bad for them. So, yes, get your shots.
Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you for that report, Jefferson. A Leavenworth man suspected of armed assault is free. On his own recognizance, Chelan County Sheriff's deputies arrested 33-year-old Eric Ramos Salamanca on Wednesday after he allegedly threatened his parents' landlord in Dryden and produced a handgun. Ramos denied brandishing the weapon, and nobody was harmed. In the incident, a judge released him without bond. After his first court appearance on Thursday, he faces a possible criminal charge of first-degree assault. A fire that included an exploding propane tank roared through two connecting travel trailers south of Ephrata. This happened on Thursday night. Grant County Fire District 13 said the fire and explosion on Road 6 Northwest could be seen from miles away, as it threatened several other homes, several other propane tanks, I should say, as well as numerous vehicles and a home. The fire did ignite one vehicle before firefighters were able to contain its spread. The two travel trailers and an enclosed front porch that connected them were completely destroyed. The cause of the fire is under investigation. And finally, a federal judge says the U.S. Department of Labor used flawed data to set prevailing wages for farm workers. Salvador Mendoza of the Eastern District of Washington ruled last week that the department wrongly certified those wages based on surveys filled out by agricultural firms in 2019, which would have caused prevailing wages for the workers to plummet in the next agricultural cycle. The department failed to compare employer reports with surveys filled out by the workers themselves, who reported that pay for experienced farm laborers is normally greater than $20 per hour. Mendoza says the system gives employers an incentive to lie about wages. The ruling stems from a lawsuit brought by Familias Unidas, a union of agricultural workers. You're in the loop on what's happening on this Monday morning, the 8th day of March, 2021. We will have a newscast for you tonight with Grant Olson in the anchor chair with a preview. Here's the man himself.
Good Monday morning, Dan, and thanks. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we'll bring you the latest real estate snapshot from Pacific Appraisal and Associates. Look forward to a very quiet weather pattern through this week with sunny skies and mild temperatures. All of your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom will recap all of the high school and college sports action from over the weekend. That and all the day's news stories coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. If you have a news tip, you want to drop us a note and say hi, or whatever the case may be, this is as much your TV station as it is ours. We love to hear from our viewers. You can use the Facebook app. Go to our Facebook page and drop us a line via Facebook Messenger. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our website, ncwlife.com. There's a contact icon that pops up on the form. You can give us a call during regular business hours at the number that you see on your screen. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, some celebrity birthdays. Everybody is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion, and we're celebrating National AmeriCorps Week with 3 local members of the AmeriCorps community right here in the Wenatchee Valley. It's all coming up between now and the top of the hour. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. See their full line of Crown Line boats. Crown Line features the Forte gel coat, which perfectly accentuates the sporty silhouette of this boat. Its contours are further enhanced by Crown Line's patented fast tab hull design, which not only embraces the distinctive sports car styling, but also ensures a safe and comfortable ride. See Crown Line boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
There are so many possibilities for you to learn local right here at Wenatchee Valley College. Take classes towards a degree or certificate in more than 50 areas of study. Wenatchee Valley College now offers a large variety of virtual classes, including labs, sign language, music, and machining, and they have the resources to help you succeed in virtual classes. So when a college degree is your goal, learn local at Wenatchee Valley College. Just about 18 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. For the first time since November of 2019, high school football was played Friday night in North Central Washington, and with gusty winds and driving rain, it was definitely football weather. Felt like November at Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl. We had the game here on the NCW Life channel. In our game, J.J. Jelsing rushed for 167 yards, 3 touchdowns. Wenatchee knocks off Moses Lake 28-7. Grant Olson and Eric Granstrom had the call.
Jelson is slap of the hands, and that gets the play going. He's scrambling left, being chased there. He's going to keep it 15, cuts it back upfield, 10-5, dives for the end zone. Did he get it? The pylon's down.
It should be a touchdown.
Boy, that should be third down and goal. Jelsing's going to keep it this time, and he gets in behind that big offensive line. Touchdown. Here's Lloyd Hammer in motion. Fake handoff to him. Jelsing's going to keep it wide open middle. Touchdown.
Beautiful run by J.J. Jelsing.
Jelsing all by himself in the backfield. Handoff goes to Amesqua. He's got some room around the right side. Good block, Tony. There he goes. The 50-yard line. Amesqua. Nobody's going to catch him. 25. Touchdown. Amesqua.
78 yards.
2nd and 11 now for the Panthers. Handoff, fake to handoff up the middle, and Jelsing's going to keep it, cuts back up the middle of the field. He's got all kinds of room. The 20, 10-5, touchdown, J.J. Jelsing. 3rd down and a long one for the Chiefs. Pass in the flat. Lorenz Thomas makes a move, has some opening. Middle of the field, still on his feet. He might get there outside, and he's gonna get there. What a run for Lorenz Thomas for 25 yards. Now the time is officially out, and that is the ball game. Our final score here at Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. It's Wenatchee 28 and Moses Lake 7.
Also on Friday, the Eastmont Wildcats traveled down to Royal, and the 1A Knights hung 50 points on the 4A Wildcats, 50-10. The final there, as you see, Reed Stamps completed 15 of 23 passes, 220 yards, 4 touchdowns. Chelan over Cascade, 41-13. Sam Phillips running for a couple of touchdowns, passing for a couple more. Cashmere, they win on opening night. They won in Quincy 38-9. Brewster took care of Manson 22-6, and Waterville, they're off to a 2-0 start, 52-0. They shut out Bridgeport. And on Saturday, Soap Lake stopped Antioch 45-12, and Elmira Cooley Hardline over Liberty Bell 34-6. Prep Soccer entered their second weekend of action over the weekend, and we had Eastmont and Moses Lake right here on the NCAA Live channel on Saturday. Jaden Brown looked to be in midseason form. She scored 3 goals to lead Eastmont to the 6-1 victory. Sebastian Malaga, Matt Wiesen with the call here on the NCAA Live channel.
Rejected. Trying again is Flanagan from the left side into the box. Let's see. Whistle on the play and penalty kick. There's the whistle. The run up. The shot. Goal. Top of the box now. Switching left. Into the box. The right footed shot. Goal, 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 goal. Wildcats. Top of the ball. Goal, 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 goal. Good shot across. Fisher into the box. Out of the box. This could be interesting. Right footed shot. The shot. Goal, 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 goal. Kaylee line barrier entering the contest. Chandler. Flanagan. 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 Goal, 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 goal. There's the shot, and Moses Lake makes it 5-1. A penalty kick by Olivia Waits. Shot across, open from the left side, and there's number 22, Paige Fisher, with the 6th goal.
Megan Chandler, Riley Fisher, Paige Fisher, they accounted for the other 3 Eastmont goals. Elsewhere, Yarley Sanchez Blanco scoring twice to lead the Panthers to a 4-0 win over Freda, and Cascade remains unbeaten on the season. They travel to Chelan and beat the Lady Goats 4-2. Speaking of soccer, we got live coverage here tomorrow night on the NCAA Live channel. Sebastian and Matt will be back at it again. We'll be at Liebhoff Field at the Apple Bowl. This will be a great matchup. Cascade and the Panthers will get things going pregame 6:50, kickoff at 7. Again, at Liebhoff Field at the Apple Bowl. We'll have that for you live tomorrow night. Haley Van Lith's Louisville Cardinals were that close to winning the ACC championship on Sunday, but the Wolfpack player rained on their parade. Louisville was up 56-55 in the closing minutes when NC State's Reyna Perez hit a 3-pointer with just 2.8 seconds left, and that gave the Wolfpack the victory, 58-56. Haley, by the way, had 5 points, 7 rebounds for Louisville. ACC Player of the Year Dana Evans poured in 15. So for the Cardinals, they wait on the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee to decide where they're going to seed them for the upcoming national tournament. The 18th ranked Gonzaga women, they play in the West Coast Conference Tournament today. Later on today, as a matter of fact, it's the semifinals. Bulldogs will take on Santa Clara this morning at 11 o'clock in the Orleans Arena in beautiful Las Vegas. The other semifinal, San Francisco, BYU. That'll be at 2 o'clock. Gonzaga has enjoyed 9 days off to get ready for today's game. During the regular season, Gonzaga beat Santa Clara twice without any real problems. The Gonzaga men, they've also enjoyed quite a bit of time off. But now it's back to action today in the WCC tournament. The Bulldogs will take on St. Mary's tonight in beautiful Las Vegas, 6 o'clock on ESPN. That'll be followed by Pepperdine and BYU in the other semifinal at 9 on ESPN2. And the streak of 4 ties in a row ended Sunday for the Seattle Mariners, and they lost to the Angels 6-2. Logan Gilbert got his first start of the spring. He went 2 innings. He allowed 1 run, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts. Manager Scott Service said it was a good outing, even though the entire game was only 6 innings.
You know, some good signs out there. Really excited for Logan Gilbert, and you know, him getting out to the first time. I thought he was composure was great, really calm. Certainly, you know, the Angels ran their A unit out there today, and I thought he handled it really, really well. So exciting future ahead for him, and nice to get that first outing out of the way today. Like I said, I thought he threw the ball really well. After that, we struggled a little bit, obviously, making pitches and staying ahead in the count. So now, offensively, Ty France continues to have an awesome spring training. He has been on everything, and he continued today with the home run. And Cal Raleigh has had a nice spring too so far. So again, 6 innings of ball. Did feel a little bit like a little league game, just over too quick. But that's where we're at. We understand, and we'll get stretched out here as the camp goes on.
As Scott Service said, it's been a good spring for Ty France. He had a second home run yesterday. Cal Raleigh was 1 for 2 with an RBI triple. Seattle takes on Cleveland today, 12:05. UC Kikuchi gets his second start of the spring. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Monday. At 26 minutes after the hour, I had 3 obscure holidays to choose from. Today is International Women's Day, because we're celebrating women all month long. For the month of March, it's National Peanut Cluster Day, but no, we're going to go with National Proofreading Day today. It was created by Judy Beaver in 2011. Judy's mom was an English teacher, and she really loved proofreading and correcting other people's mistakes. The first, really the foremost idea to have somebody else proofread your work is to avoid mistakes that make you look bad. Especially true if you're like filling out a job application or a social media site or a dating site, things like that. And emails, if you don't really write particularly well, it reflects poorly on your work. So if you know somebody who is pretty good at proofreading, there's nothing wrong with asking somebody to read what you wrote before you send it out there for the rest of the world to see. Mistakes in proofreading, in missing stuff, can really be bad. Back in 1962, NASA lost contact with Mariner 1. It blew up 293 seconds after launch, and after a big study, they discovered one hyphen in the spacecraft's guidance code was missing. There was supposed to be a hyphen, it wasn't put in there, and that's what caused Mariner 1 to blow up. So it's all important. Again, nothing wrong with having somebody take a critical look at your writing and make some mistakes so long as they know what they're doing. It's worth it. National Proofreading Day, 27 minutes after the... I don't have any problem at all with anybody proofreading something that's super important. I definitely have somebody else proofread it so I don't look like an idiot. And of course, I end up looking like an idiot anyway. Here we go. Yeah, Vietnam. Yeah, nothing to see here. We're going to send in 3,500 United States Marines, combat Marines. We got an air base there. Keep an eye on it. But there's nothing really to be worried about, America. There's just 3,500 Marines. Yeah, they're going to be armed, but just dropping by. Just dropping by. 56 years ago today, the first land combat forces committed to the Vietnam War. But nothing's going to happen here, so we were told. Very rarely does a sporting event live up to the hype. The fight of the century 50 years ago tonight, Monday, March 8th, 1971, the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, 27-0, Smokin' Joe Frazier from Philadelphia, took on the former undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali from Louisville, Kentucky, 31. And of course, Muhammad Ali didn't lose his heavyweight championship in the ring. It was taken from him. He couldn't box for 3 years. He got his boxing licenses back after winning numerous court appearances, and finally the buildup began, and it finally happened. Undefeated against undefeated for the heavyweight championship of the world at Madison Square Garden. This country came to a halt for the 45 minutes that this boxing match took place. The fight of the century. Joe Frazier wins a unanimous decision over Muhammad Ali. It was the first time Muhammad Ali had ever lost a fight, first time he had even been knocked down. The fight of the century, and it was a great boxing match 50 years ago today in New York City. And they still don't know what happened to Flight 370. It's a complete mystery. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, 239 people on board, crew and passengers flying from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, simply disappeared. They don't know what happened to it. The plane has never been found. There is no real explanation as to what happened. There are lots of theories, but the mystery remains. Whatever happened to Flight 370, we don't know, and we may never know what happened 7 years ago today. Birthdays! One of the great justices in this country's history, Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr., 4 times wounded in the Civil War, ended up serving as the 51st Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court. He was the one who declared that the First Amendment is not absolute when it comes to free speech. For instance, you cannot falsely shout the word fire in a crowded theater and call it free speech. Oliver Wendell Holmes also was famous for this quote, "Taxes are what we pay for a civilized society." The great Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. lived to be a long time, born in the state in 1841. And the skipper, Allen Hale Jr. After his father passed away in the 1960s, he dropped the junior, just became Allen Hale, longtime skipper on Gilligan's Island. He was typecast, but he didn't care, because if you're going to be typecast, he said, might as well be typecast as a character that everybody loves. Allen Hale, born in the state in 1921. 31 minutes after the hour, Mike McKnight's got an opinion. They're going to celebrate National AmeriCorps Week. We're going to hear from Geisha Killgore, Luisa Martin, and Kaylee Brown when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
By working together as a community, we can all play a part in promoting children's well-being and strengthening families. April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Shalane Douglas CASA is dedicated to supporting families and reducing the risk of child abuse and neglect. Join us in our community-wide Pinwheel project and help keep kids safe. If you suspect a child is being abused or neglected, please call 1-866-363-4276.
We should have done this months ago.
Wonder where that power line came from.
Wait, I've seen this before. Doug, right?
What's up? I don't know, maybe a tree fell in the line?
It's cool. I'll just go move it.
Ooh, that's a bad idea. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it an 11.
Yikes.
Yeah, 911, we've got a down power line.
That was close.
Collins Fashions is looking forward to spring, but we know we still have many cool days ahead. So come help us transition from winter to spring and enjoy great savings on quality jeans, tees, sweaters, jackets, vests, coats, etc., etc. Jackets and coats are now 50% off, and boots, and take an extra 20% off on red tag clothing. Spring fashions are arriving daily, so pop in and see colors and fashions that will freshen your wardrobe. Brighton's spring collection, handbags, and jewelry will definitely delight you. Collins Fashions, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 7th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tamer.
I'm Mike. And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the doghouse?
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So a friend posted on Facebook that Jesus was a socialist because he told us to feed people. Well, I mentioned that there's a difference. Jesus told me to feed people. He didn't tell the government to make me feed people. So, of course, some people jumped on my case for being, geez, self-righteous, blah, 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 whatever I don't know. But look, you can attribute Jesus to your economic philosophy or your political beliefs, right or left. You know, but it's not a question about whether Jesus is on your side or not. It's a question of whether or not you are on his side. This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Take on the new year in a new Ford from Pat Armstrong Ford. From premium grade muscle to unparalleled performance. Take on any payload. The all-new 2021 Ford F-150 at Pat Armstrong Ford. Take on any adventure. Take on every thrill. The all-new 2021 Bronco Sport and 2021 Mustang Mach-E. Built to take on every resolution at Pat Armstrong Ford. We are community strong in East Wenatchee.
Save Mart is the place to go if you are in the market for home furnishings. They have rows and rows of sofas, love seats, recliners, and chairs in a vast array of fabrics and colors. Name brands include Ashley, Best, and Stanton. With pictures, lamps, and tables to complement your new furniture, Save Mart is a one-stop shop. Save Mart offers 12-month special financing on approval of credit. Save Mart also offers free delivery, setup, and haul away in their service area. Serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 50 years. Located on North Wenatchee Avenue or visit online at savemart.net.
Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping. Home, where my music's playing. Home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Silently for me.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. In 1961, right after JFK was inaugurated, they launched something called the Peace Corps. The idea is to get young Americans to go to developing countries all over the world, third world countries, and whip a little America on them. And it was such a success that his predecessor, Bill Clinton, when he took office in 1993, took the idea of the Peace Corps and domesticized it, if you will. So came the birth of AmeriCorps. Same deal as Peace Corps, only it's concentrated here in this beautiful country of ours. And all this week is AmeriCorps Week as we celebrate the anniversary of the launching of AmeriCorps. And to talk about it from a local perspective, introduce yourself to our television family.
Hi, I'm Geisha Killgore, and I work with Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, and I am the program director for our local AmeriCorps team.
Being the program director means you tell people what to do?
Sort of.
Okay.
Actually, it's more fun than that.
Okay.
I get to recruit host sites, and I also get to recruit the AmeriCorps members that come to our valley and serve for 10 and a half months.
10 and a half months is what you have committed to if you've committed to
Yes.
AmeriCorps. And I've dealt with a lot of the AmeriCorps people here in the Wenatchee Valley during my association with the United Way.
Mm-hmm.
And I found them to be talented and enthusiastic, although not particularly well paid. That's really not, that's not the impetus to doing it, is it?
Right, right. So they actually they come here, they receive a living stipend. It's $1,500 a month. So it is not meant to be, it's just enough for them to get by. The end of the game is they receive an education stipend. So they receive, currently this year's group will receive $6,195, and that is at the end of their service, and it's an education award that can go to past student loans or current programs. There's several schools that also will match that because being in AmeriCorps is a big deal. It's they're committing a lot of time. They're working 40 hours a week or serving 40 hours a week, and they're doing that for our community. So it's pretty exciting.
How did you get involved in this whole thing? I mean, how did you and AmeriCorps get together?
Actually, I just ran into an old friend that Alan Walker, and he had this opportunity, and I was looking for something different. And I've been in management 18 years and leadership, and this is. I wanted something with a little more purpose, and
did you find it?
I did.
Yeah,
I did. It's very rewarding. I started 6 weeks. Well, I started last year, a year ago. So I was in the office 6 weeks. COVID hit, quarantine. I had no clue what I was really doing. So I had an opportunity to learn a lot about the program. But when I got to recruit this season's group, I was ecstatic. and I call them the young adults I got to meet were just so grounded and so willing. We have people here that came from Massachusetts, Ohio, Arizona.
I worked with one who was about 10 years ago from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Never been outside of the Keystone State until they came here.
Yeah. Luckily, we have a great draw because the Pacific Northwest is beautiful. Wenatchee's great. But yeah, they travel here and they live here and help our community get better.
We're going to talk to Luisa and Kaylee here separately here in just a couple of minutes, which leads me to ask you, Geisha, how do you, as the coordinator, whatever the case may be, how do you decide how you match the skill set of the AmeriCorps person with the need that needs to be done? How do you put the puzzles together?
Well, we have a lot of this is right now I'm recruiting host sites. So those are nonprofit government entities. And then as we do the prescription or the position descriptions and post those as they apply, the members the applicants will put what they want.
Okay.
What they're interested in. This last year, for instance, I had 5 people interested in healthcare. I only had 1 healthcare position. So that kind of drove me to look at what we could do in our valley. Could we add another position? And so a lot of it is just the need. And having been in the position a year now, you can kind of tell what people want. We do a lot of education. Healthcare is big, especially right now with COVID.
Yep.
Working with kids and food insecurity. We have 6 members in our food distribution center alone.
A lot of people really didn't understand or have a general idea of what the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council did until COVID, and now everybody has a new appreciation of that organization. There's no question about that, and that's where you guys are basing your operations out of, and that's where your office is. You brought a video with you, locally produced video. What are folks at home going to see here?
So this video is actually it's a it's a group of what we've done for our service projects. So our AmeriCorps members not only come and work at host sites or serve in host sites, they also do, they serve our community. So on Make a Difference Day, we did neighborhood cleanup with Cafe. So we partnered with Cafe and did graffiti cleanup, street cleanup, trail cleanup. On Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we did a baby essentials drive for Sage. And during Christmas, we made wreaths for some of our seniors that are alone. So yeah, to bring a little cheer. So it's just a video just highlighting what they've done.
It's only about 35 seconds long, so for you folks, first of all, Geisha, for you here in the studio, we're going to ask you to use the monitor to watch the video. For you folks at home, please use your televisions, and here it is. Good video. Just 2 more questions for you, Geisha, then we'll cut you loose because I got to get Luisa and Kaylee in here. We mentioned that the AmeriCorps people who've been coming to the Wenatchee Valley have come from all over the country to come here. Is that part of the program for you to go to some place that you've never been before and see some of the needs of different, do Wenatchee AmeriCorps people stay in Wenatchee, or do they go to Fort Worth, Texas, or Los Angeles, stuff like that?
Actually, you mean people that have served in Wenatchee?
Yeah, because all the AmeriCorps people that I've dealt with all came from someplace else.
Yes, and we have many that actually stay.
Okay.
We have, one of the benefits is with a lot of our host sites, SkillSource, the Wenatchee School District, for instance, they will have AmeriCorps members, and then because the AmeriCorps member will do a program, and if they can get additional funding and it's viable, a lot of folks get hired into those programs. And so we have several alumni that work for the school district that started as AmeriCorps. Confluence Health and SkillSource. I think Susan manages to capture all of our AmeriCorps eventually.
Geisha Killgore, one last question, we'll cut you loose. What's a good day for Geisha at the office when you're done at 5:30? What's a good day? What's a victory for you?
It kind of depends on the season. It's just, getting to, hear the great work that everybody's doing. I think that's part of it is they come and they, just the transition of learning what they're doing, what their purpose is, because sometimes that's hard. You're starting something new. And then when they've made big accomplishments. And I think that's, when they feel that, yes, this is why I'm here. And that makes me feel great.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to a couple of AmeriCorps folks separately, just to get their little background story and about AmeriCorps. Luisa will be joining me next. What do I need to ask Luisa? What's my first question I need to ask her? Give me the inside scoop on that.
I don't know.
We'll find out. We'll find out together.
Oh yeah, she's not shy.
It's National AmeriCorps Week, celebrating the anniversary of the launching of AmeriCorps, and we'll have more when we come back. You watch Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock Seal Coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We continue our profile of AmeriCorps as they celebrate the launching of what's been a resounding success since 1993, give or take a couple. Luisa, introduce yourself to our television family.
Hi everyone, my name is Luisa Martin, and I'm a volunteer with AmeriCorps.
And a little bit of your backstory. Where'd you come from? How'd you get involved with AmeriCorps?
Well, so my roots are from Colombia. I was raised in Arizona. I got interested in AmeriCorps. I think it's a great organization. We're able to help out many different communities all over the nation, right? As Geisha mentioned before, we're able to choose where we want to go, where we want to serve. It's a great cause. It's wonderful. It's a great experience. You get to see other states. You get to meet a lot of people. You get to help out the communities around the nation. I love it.
Did you know anything about little old Wenatchee Town, USA before you landed here? Did you do your homework? How'd you end up here?
Well, we all Google, right? We all use Google. I type Wenatchee, what's in Wenatchee? First thing pops up, apples. Yeah. I'm like, what? But it was cool, I noticed that it was a tiny town compared to where I came from, right? Beautiful. Washington is gorgeous. The nature is amazing. Very different weather, right? This was my first time in the snow. It was difficult, but doable. It's been a good experience, yes, definitely.
Sell AmeriCorps to people in your shoes, recent high school graduates, college students just getting going. Mm-hmm. They're looking to pay it forward, or maybe taking what AmeriCorps can give to them and doing what they can for AmeriCorps. Sell the AmeriCorps program to a potential recruit out there. Go ahead.
Well, I have talked before with people that are, just out of high school, or maybe they just got out of college, and sometimes some of us might have like a debt, AmeriCorps is a great way to not only get experience, help out the community, but also get financial, a little financial aid to help pay that debt, right? When it comes to high school, let's say that you're not sure whether you want to go to college or not, right? Going to AmeriCorps and going into maybe an area that you think you might be interested, it's a great opportunity, to experience that and see whether, medical field, maybe that's something I'm interested in. Maybe agriculture, maybe that's something that calls for my attention. Perhaps you can, maybe it's something else, something completely different. AmeriCorps gives you that opportunity to try it out.
What did you learn about yourself in your 11-month hitch, so to speak? What did you learn about you?
Well, so far, I think it's been 6 months. I definitely know that I want to go into the health field. Oh, I forgot to mention, I actually volunteer. My host site is CVCH, Columbia Valley Community Health. We work with the Connect Mobile Clinic. It's a mobile clinic that we take to different parts of Washington, right, to provide health services. We're even doing vaccinations now. As of next week, we're going to be doing that because of the whole COVID situation. So it's been a great opportunity. I've learned for sure that I do want to stay in that field. I have a passion for it. I'm confident that I want to continue with my studies in the health area, and I just enjoy it. I enjoyed my ride. I met people in that field, doctors, physician assistants, nurses, you call it. Mm-hmm.
Good for you. It sounds like this was a good fit, a good marriage, you and AmeriCorps.
For sure. I'm very lucky. Very, very lucky. I am blessed to be here. I love it. I thank God for that. So, yes, I
Now, when you
enjoy
become an internationally famous physician or healthcare worker, you're not going to forget little old Wenatchee town,
Of
right?
course
You're not going to forget us? Okay.
Yes, I'm going to
Okay.
be like, thank you all, the Wenatchee community, for your awesomeness.
Kaylee's going to join me next. What should I ask Kaylee? What should be my first question? Because Geisha wasn't much help with you.
Ask her why she chose AmeriCorps. That's a great question.
Okay.
A lot of people always want to know.
I'm going to write that down. Who are you and what are you doing here? No, that's not it. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
I'm thinking about getting a future myself. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Kaylee Brown, one more AmeriCorps folk, is going to join us right here as we celebrate National AmeriCorps Awareness or Celebration Week, whatever you want to call it. We don't care. We're enjoying it anyway. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
How much are you paying for adult, family, or assisted living? Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers one-bedroom apartments for one affordable price. Their rates are all-inclusive. No nickel or diming or sudden increases, just one set price. You or your loved one will receive good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Stop on by for a tour to see if the Epladolin family is the right choice for you.
Family owned and operated Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care.
And we are back on Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. One more visit with an AmeriCorps person. I just found out that I know Kaylee Brown in a way I didn't know Kaylee Brown. I know her dad, and I know her brother, and I mean her uncle, and I know her aunt actually a little bit as well. Kaylee, a little backstory. Tell the folks about you.
Yeah, so my name's Kaylee Brown. I grew up in Wenatchee, born and raised, lived here my whole life. Wenatchee Panther, purple and gold through and through. I actually graduated from college, University of Puget Sound, and then COVID hit, and so I said, I'll come back to the Valley and see kind of what's going on and get my feet under me just before I head off to do my next big thing. And when looking for a job, AmeriCorps was something that I had never really considered before. It wasn't something that was on my radar. And then I came back and I was like, this is perfect. I can get job experience in the field I want. I can serve. I can live at home, spend time with mom and dad, and just kind of hang out for a year.
How does mom and dad feel about that? Wait a minute, Kaylee, we sent you off to UPS. Go be a logger. What are you doing back home?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a shock. They were like, we were empty nesters for 3 months probably. And then all the kids came back, and I think at first it was an adjustment, but they definitely love having us back, and I love being back and just spending more time with them and my siblings, so that's been really nice. And
Has the AmeriCorps program put you on the train to what you want to do and where you want to go and where you want to be? Is it what you hoped it would be?
yeah, I actually think it helped me really hone in what I wanted to do. I started out wanting to do like practicing healthcare, but now I'm more looking at the policy and program side of it, so working on equitable healthcare across the field and working on programs such as that. So going back to get my master's in public health, and I think this really helped narrow down what I wanted to do.
Well, I talked to Dr. Peter Rutherford the other day, and I want to congratulate you on your upcoming promotion because I mentioned your name, and he said, no, she's not going to be a production person around here much longer. So I figured maybe a big promotion.
No.
No. Thought I'd try that anyway.
Yeah.
What's next for you? So you're going to do your thing, and then what? What's Kaylee's world going to go into?
Well, I am finishing out my AmeriCorps year and loving every second of it. My team is amazing. They are the best group of people I could have asked for to serve with. And then I'm heading to the University of Utah to get my master's in public health. Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. So.
Good for you. And you want to get into kind of health administration then?
Like health policy
Okay.
programs. So I want to build equitable programs for women and LGBTQ plus individuals in the Seattle area.
I asked Geisha this question. I'll ask you to kind of wrap this baby up. What's a good day for Kaylee when you go home to see mom and dad, and hopefully mom's made dinner? What's a good day for Kaylee at the AmeriCorps?
I think a good day is if I make an impact in one person's life. I've always had this view on life of if I can make one person smile that day, then I did what I needed to do, because making someone else feel better is my life goal. So anytime I can help someone else out, it makes me feel better and then also helps the greater community. So that, and then going home and seeing the puppies and hanging out,
Of course. What's the inside story with Geisha? She seems a little...
I don't really know Geisha that well, but she's kind of a mystery, I would say.
Yeah, that's what you hear around the office actually quite a bit. So we're kidding. She's over there off camera. We're joking. Anything else you want to add before we cut you loose? I know you're a busy woman.
I just want to say I'm really grateful to be able to come back to the Valley and serve in this capacity, because it's very different than growing up here. You grow up and you're like, oh, just going about my business. I live in Wenatchee, and then you come back and you do this program and you have such a greater appreciation for the community that you grew up in and the people that are surrounding you. So.
Well, a lesson in fact, I went to school with your Uncle Jack, and back in our days in the early 80s, it was like, you go to school and you can't wait to graduate and get out of this one-horse town and go do something, and then about half of our graduating class ends up right back here.
Oh, yeah.
Because they love it here and they realize what a great place it is to be. So.
It's the Wenatchee draw. It always brings you back.
It is. Go Panthers, go Loggers, and now I guess go Utes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, there you go. Kaylee Brown from AmeriCorps, and again, for more information on AmeriCorps, how to get involved, you get a hold of me and I'll get you in touch with Geisha, and one way or the other we'll work the whole thing out, all right? And thanks for dropping by and paying me a visit.
Of course.
And say hi to your folks for me, as always.
I will.
You? Yes.
They will appreciate it.
Yeah. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu, because we work to get you to work.
And we are back on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 8th day of March, 2021. And let's wrap up this program where we began. This program, your weather forecast. And if weather can be boring, well, that's pretty much what we're looking at here. Partly cloudy skies today, clouds and sun back and forth. We'll top off right around 50 degrees, 49 or 50. For the record, it was a strange anomaly that happened yesterday. Our high Sunday was 50. Our normal high should have been 50. Sunday's low was 32, or normal low on March 7th, 32. It was as normal could be. And we're looking at just quite a bit of sunshine. Outside of today, again, clouds and sun back and forth today, and then nothing but bountiful sunshine, temperature just right around normal, maybe a little bit above normal for this time of year as we start saying goodbye to winter. We have 12 more days of winter left before the spring equinox, which is on the 20th of this month. By the way, daylight saving kicks in on Sunday. So on Sunday, when you go to bed, or when, 2 o'clock Sunday becomes 3 o'clock on Sunday, we spring forward and we say hello to daylight saving time and bye-bye to standard time. Just a quick heads up on that. By the way, the mountain passes are fine. No advisories, no restrictions. Bare and wet, bare and dry. No snow at all in the forecast. No precipitation in the forecast. Going to be a good week to travel into the Cascades if you need to do that. Going to be a busy week around here for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Tomorrow, my guest will be Luke Davies, the administrator of the Chelan Douglas Health District. He'll be on this program on Tuesday. And then Eric West from Link Transit will be my guest on Wednesday. They're making some changes to some routes, or thinking about it anyway. They want input from you. Link does, and we'll talk about that with Eric. That'll be on Wednesday. Have yourself a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.